I believe the variety of relationships has been incredible. Each unique, creative viewpoint offered me the chance to connect with numerous remarkable individuals. The new clips connecting Shareef O'Neal and Kobe Bryant's daughter are trending. Eclipses abound, yet the true narrative behind them is far more shocking than what's circulating online. What exactly was filmed? What's causing this rapid surge? And how does it impact the legacies of Bryant and O'Neal? Let's analyze this. A viral phenomenon has stirred two remarkable legacies. The online world is ablaze with astonishing new clips that unite two names few expected to find in the same viral narrative: Shareef O'Neal and Kobe Bryant's daughter. This isn't simply yet another ordinary celebrity encounter. It's a jaw-dropping revelation that has shocked fans, sparked debates among critics, and reignited discussions about the legacy of the Bryant family. Many deem it scandalous and unforeseen, with some claiming this could be the most damaging breach of the Bryant family's well-protected privacy since Kobe's death. What intensifies the frustration is the rapid spread of this footage, with highlights circulating on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, amassing millions of views within mere hours. The pressing inquiry is, what precisely did the camera capture? And what's fueling the uproar across the internet? I've had conversations with Kobe. I may even begin training alongside him. This brief remark from Shareef O'Neal, made years back, now seems prophetic. Supporters are linking her words directly to the trending video making waves right now. Shareef O'Neal never held back in expressing his respect for Kobe. His stories of training together had everyone taken aback by how their bond would resurface in such an unexpected manner. Years following Kobe's untimely passing, the anger stems from the effort of Bryant's daughters, particularly Natalia, to forge their own identity separate from the world of basketball, from the constant comparisons, and from controversy. Yet now, Natalia Bryant finds herself unexpectedly linked with Shareef O'Neal, the child of Kobe's former Lakers partner, Shaquille O'Neal. This situation extends beyond mere familial connections. It's about the intrusion into personal lives, the scrutiny of well-crafted reputations, and the measured responses of fans to current events. Kobe's insights regarding mentoring young athletes resonate profoundly now. Natalia has previously shared in interviews her ambitions in fields distinct from basketball, discussing her modeling endeavors, sources of inspiration, and the challenges of juggling academics. Still, her father's heritage continuously draws her into this sphere. Natalia Bryant has consistently expressed herself with poised, thoughtful grace. Simplicity is key. That's her guiding principle. However, the trending video tells a different story, inviting greater scrutiny, heightened rumors, amplified controversy, and certainly increased indignation. Herein lies the irony. While fans profess to honor the Bryant family's privacy, they are precisely the individuals disseminating, reacting, and amplifying the viral footage. Each view, retweet, and shock response adds to the troubling fallout that this material is generating. Yet, prior to examining the core of this viral episode, it's essential to recognize the relationships at play. Shareef O'Neal was far from an insignificant athlete. He was raised in the streets of Kobe. He witnessed the Lakers' legendary era up close. Although he was Shaq's kid, Kobe also served as a guiding presence he admired. Is that true? That's pretty awesome. These familiar phrases resonate with greater depth today, revealing the true extent of the connection between the two families. As audiences watched Kobe and Shaq clash on the hardwood, very few could have imagined that their children would eventually share the spotlight. Natalia, in particular, has embraced the fame. She joined IMG models, graced glamorous red carpets, and offered interviews in which she shared her passion for the fashion and film scenes in Paris. Her stance is unmistakable. She yearned for her individuality, not merely to be known as Kobe's child. Countless souls perished, and I would often enjoy watching as many films as possible. This phrase now evokes deep sorrow. Natalia cherished her father by immersing herself in films, delving into their meanings, and upholding cherished family rituals. That was her chosen way to pay tribute to him, rather than through sensational headlines. Despite her efforts to carve out her distinct path, the viral clips keep pulling her back into Kobe's long shadow and aligning her in the same news stories as Sherry. The heartbreaking irony is that Kobe once advised Sherry that he had to train with more dedication to fully engage. Sherry acknowledged this himself, expressing a desire for guidance and support. Yet now, the online narrative is distorting that mentorship into an entirely different interpretation, leveraging Natalia's name for clicks, exploiting Kobe's legacy as a catalyst. It's absurd and deeply frustrating, as Natalia hasn't earned a place in this chaos. She's a young woman balancing college, fashion, and her aspirations. Yet the online world remains indifferent. The footage is indifferent. The algorithms remain indifferent. They simply register views, shares, and revenue. This is the root of the division among people. Some believe Natalia ought to accept it, embrace the family heritage, collaborate with Sherry, and let everyone observe. Conversely, others contend this is intrusive, disrespectful, and completely contrary to what Kobe envisioned for his daughter. However, there's something important to note. We're merely at the beginning. as the most astonishing aspects of this video have yet to be disclosed. What you're about to witness will transform your perspective, not only on Natalia and Sherry, but on the treatment of celebrity families in the modern digital landscape. The viral aspect of this footage is what amplifies its shock value. On one side, Shareef O'Neal has consistently been depicted as the admirable son of Shaq, a young man who faced health challenges, triumphed over heart surgery, and endeavored to uphold his father's legacy while respecting Kobe's guidance. Conversely, Natalia Bryant has been cultivating her own realm, which is entirely separate from basketball, yet wholly focused on establishing her autonomy. Now, in a brief moment captured on video, all those meticulously crafted barriers are crumbling. Honestly, I'm completely captivated by it. It's unfolding so rapidly. As Natalia shared her experiences in college, she resonated like an ordinary young woman, brimming with enthusiasm for what lies ahead. "It's racing past," she remarked. Yet, as we witness the rapid spread of this viral clip, with its countless shares and unending discussions, that statement grows increasingly poignant. Her life, her experiences, her very privacy are evaporating, seized by strangers who have no personal connection to her. This is where the public's hypocrisy really cuts deep. Supporters profess their allegiance to the Bryant family, paying tribute to Kobe's memory. Yet they are often quick to engage, the first to spread rumors, and the first to share even the most harmful footage. It's essential to remember the profound effect Kobe had on Sherry's life. In a poignant moment in 2020, only hours before the tragic helicopter accident, Sherry got a message from him. Kobe made it a point to see how she was doing. Such was the depth of their bond. The fact that the internet has chosen to exploit the tragedy involving Kobe's daughter and grieving son for scandalous headlines feels like a profound violation of their bond. I'm 5 feet 10 inches, and she's 5 feet 4 inches, so the height difference is a bit challenging. Natalia once joked about assessing her mom's wardrobe, noting how her height posed some difficulties. It was fun, innocent, and easy to relate to, yet the online world craves anything but innocence. They seek controversy. They thrive on shock, twisting even the slightest nuances into clickbait narratives that depict her life as a dramatic series. It's maddening. Natalia has consistently expressed that her goal was to embrace fashion and film as her outlets for creativity, rather than allow the internet to reduce her to a mere trending hashtag. She aimed to narrate tales. Therefore, in a decade, I aspire to secure an Oscar, not become a narrative. These aspirations, claiming an Oscar, creating films, merging fashion with narrative, clearly define Natalia's desired identity. However, her association with Shareef currently jeopardizes her autonomy. Rather than highlighting her creative talents, the media fixates on rumors surrounding unauthorized footage. Importantly, the public sentiment isn't solely about the content of the video. It's about its broader implications. The digital landscape has a history of thrusting the offspring of famous figures into the spotlight prematurely. We've witnessed this with the Smith siblings, the Kardashian girls, and many more, and now it's the Bryant's turn. This is where the deeper hypocrisy becomes evident. The very people who advocate for privacy are the ones clamoring for the footage. It's a relentless cycle of exploitation that any family, regardless of their fame, can't fully avoid. I'm Natalia Bryant, and I'm part of IMG Models. With this statement, Natalia asserted her own identity. I'm represented by IMG Models. It was her way of affirming, I am not merely Kobe's daughter. I am my own person. Yet, the whirlwind of attention today risks overshadowing that declaration, filling the space with relentless conjecture and prying opinions. So what makes this situation so charged? It taps into the enduring rivalry surrounding the legacies of Kobe and Shaq. For years, supporters have argued over who was the true legend of the Lakers, who truly led the dynasty, and who claimed the fame. Currently, as their offspring find themselves in the limelight together, that long-standing rivalry is being rekindled in an unsettling fashion through rumors and viral clips. The online world thrives on contentious tales. They revel in the notion of Shaquille's son and Kobe's daughter intersecting dramatically, regardless of how deceptive the story might be. They thrive on transforming simple exchanges into sensational scoops. And this is precisely what is unfolding at this moment. They're just a call away, which is the most reassuring aspect. Natalia expressed that her family is merely a phone call distant. That was her reality. Yet for the millions viewing the viral video, that deep family connection is eclipsed by rumors, memes, and discussions. The tragic element lies in the fact that Natalia's personal solace has transformed into a spectacle for the masses. This leads us to the core issue at hand. It's not solely about the individuals captured in the clips. It's about what they signify. The unraveling of distinctions between personal and public spheres, between dignity and commodification, between heritage and sensationalism. The startling reality is, this video reveals more about us, the viewers, than it does about Natalia or Shareef. It illustrates our rapid tendency to consume, critique, and spread rumors. It highlights our scant regard for the mental well-being of young individuals overshadowed by legends. Still, in spite of everything, the Bryant family upholds their grace. Natalia has always remained composed. Shareef has consistently managed to keep the turmoil at bay. They maintain their poise while the world distorts their existence into a frenzy of gossip. Yet there's a twist. This is merely the start. The most astonishing truths are yet to unfold. What follows will alter your perspective on this tale entirely. The fury, the twists, and the machinery of manipulation. The explosive frenzy around Shareef O'Neal and Natalia Bryant has not only ignited social media, it triggered an unending cycle of anger and conjecture that shows no signs of cooling. All around, discussions are erupting. Is this merely innocuous material, or could it represent the most profound breach of privacy for the Bryant family since Kobe's death? Adding to the surprise is that the footage defies expectations. It isn't salacious by conventional standards. It doesn't show Natalia engaging in reckless behavior, nor does it capture Shareef in a chaotic scenario. However, the manner in which the internet has portrayed it, coupled with the sensationalism of the headlines, creates an impression of a far more significant issue than what truly exists. This is the source of the outrage. This is the concern. Consequently, many believe that Natalia's entire public persona may be jeopardized. In my view, all the various relationships have been, quite frankly, remarkable. I believe the various artistic viewpoints are important. Natalia discussed modeling, the industry, and creative relationships. However, online fans are pulling her into a dialogue unrelated to creativity. They're twisting her words into fodder for gossip, as if she implied something completely different. It's shocking how rapidly words can be distorted once they reach the online world. This is precisely what makes the scenario so harsh. Natalia never sought this attention. At just 21, she's juggling her studies, modeling career, and personal goals. She's not the instigator of any conflict. Nevertheless, she's the one being vilified by the very platforms that profess to honor her family's heritage. Let's take a moment to reflect. Shareef O'Neal truly had a bond with Kobe. It wasn't mere chatter. Shareef has shared how Kobe would reach out, uplift him, and motivate him to maintain his determination. That mentorship held significant personal value. Thus, when individuals leverage that connection to link Natalia to him, it seems like a misuse. Sure, in a one-on-one scenario, my aim would be to win. Shareef's lighthearted comment from years back about outmaneuvering Kobe in a one-on-one was just a bit of fun. It was a jovial remark. Yet now, the internet is resurrecting it as if it signifies a more serious, troubling relationship. It's shocking the lengths some will go to create controversy. This leads us to the obvious issue at hand. The Bryant family has faced profound sorrow. The loss of Kobe and Gianna was not merely a sports tragedy. It was a deep sorrow for their loved ones. Vanessa Bryant has waged legal wars to safeguard her family's honor. She battles against local governments, media outlets, and companies attempting to take advantage of the crash images. Now, years on, her eldest daughter is encountering a similar violation. It's maddening. Natalia isn't merely being associated with Shareef in an offhand manner. Her name is now a tool for attraction. Clickbait headlines, exaggerated edits, and deceptive thumbnails are creating a narrative that isn't accurate, and the public is consuming it eagerly. That was Natalia, when asked if she'd consider walking a runway. Pure, naive, optimistic. But now, her words filled with hope are eclipsed by a viral phenomenon she never agreed to. It's tragically poetic in its own right. When questioned about her aspirations on the runway, she finds herself thrust into the spotlight of public perception, regardless of her preferences. The harsh reality is this: the audience is captivated. They thrive on the clashes of legacy. The thought of the daughter of Kobe intertwined with the son of Shaq excites them immensely. They thrive on the excitement, the memories, the chaotic mix, and the price tag means little to them. However, let's pause to consider Natalia's perspective. What's her indulgence? The records reveal an unmistakable image of a young lady filled with aspirations, fears, and goals unrelated to the basketball scene. Honestly, when I first got accepted to USC, I was absolutely ecstatic and couldn't contain my excitement all day long. I said to my mom, "I've got this." Here was Natalia in her purest form, shedding tears of happiness after being accepted into USC. That's her essence. That's the true Natalia. And that's what makes this viral chaos so frustrating. Rather than honoring her path, the internet is mired in rumors and chatter swirling around her name. It's not only the fans, but mainstream media shares the blame as well. They produce sensational headlines featuring Kobe, Shaq, and now Natalia and Shareef, disregarding the reality behind them. They exploit those names for the sake of driving traffic. They understand that conflict generates profit. Their indifference to those harmed in the fallout is palpable. This isn't merely an issue for Natalia. It's not solely a concern for Shareef. It's a widespread dilemma. Famous clans are becoming mere content. Their sorrow turned into merchandise. Their intimacy traded like shares on the market. It's a troubling trend. This trending incident is simply the most shocking instance yet. Someone passed away, and I used to binge-watch countless films with them, indulging in movie marathons. This cherished memory of Kobe and Natalia sharing their love for cinema is truly heartwarming. However, it's now being clouded by a story that casts her in a contentious light. The irony is harsh. The internet that once praised Kobe as a devoted father is now ruthlessly criticizing his real daughter. Meanwhile, Shareef finds himself caught in the middle of it all, grappling with his own struggles. He has faced surgeries, injuries, and the challenge of proving his worth on the basketball court, all while living in Shaq's immense shadow. Now, his identity is entwined with the chaos, as people overlook his personal journey and reduce him to merely being Shaq's son linked with Kobe's daughter. It's overly simplistic, it's unjust, and takes advantage of them. The backlash on social media has been intense. Certain fans support Natalia and Shareef, criticizing the press for misrepresenting harmless incidents. Meanwhile, others embrace the spectacle, creating memes, circulating gossip, and viewing their lives as mere entertainment. Among them are individuals who are just Shaq, where two legendary families could still find themselves so exposed to intrusion. But this is where it grows even more tragic. The viral footage is only the beginning of the tale. So what unfolds after this? What will be the Bryant family's response? How does Shareef tackle the turmoil? And how are the media portraying it? We'll see if this instance turns into yet another controversy or leaves an enduring mark on the histories of both families. From what we've observed thus far, the consequences are escalating. The aftermath of silence and the startling revelation within the footage. The shockwaves captured in this clip are not fading away. If anything, they're intensifying, becoming more chaotic and extravagant as time passes. What began as a straightforward viral video has evolved into a widespread discourse on legacy, privacy, and the lengths to which people will go to transform personal lives into a public spectacle. And the harsh reality is that the Bryant family remains silent. Vanessa, Natalia, Bianca, and Capri remain tight-lipped. Yet, their quietness only stirs the rumor mill further. In fact, it intensifies the intrigue. The public is clamoring for explanations. However, the family feels no need to provide them. The hush that stands against the spectacle is being manipulated into further proof by tabloids eager for attention. I believe it's best to reach out daily. I've just started mastering FaceTime. Natalia's thoughts on connecting with family resonate more profoundly now. Meanwhile, as she quietly remains centered, the online world has spiraled into chaos. Her family cherishes their privacy, respect, and togetherness. In contrast, the online world thrives on rapid sharing, disorder, and engagement. Shareef, too, has not escaped scrutiny. His every action is examined as admirers wonder why he remains silent. Why isn't he addressing the speculation directly? The reality is straightforward. Whatever he states will be distorted, misinterpreted, and reshaped into additional content. Should he choose silence, they deem it questionable. If he voices his thoughts, they interpret it as validation. It's truly a no-win scenario. This is the point where societal double standards become maddening. The very crowd that applauded Kobe's guidance of Shareef and rejoiced in their connection before his untimely death is now twisting that relationship into gossip material. It's appalling. It reveals how swiftly devotion can change in the face of trending topics. Natalia discussed Paris, style, atmosphere, and inventive spirit. This is her realm. This is her pathway. Nevertheless, rather than pursuing her goals, the masses pull her into the basketball sphere, pulling her into her father's legacy, ensnared in relentless comparisons with the son of a teammate. It's a tragic and almost poetic reality that even her affection for Paris, a sanctuary for her, is overwhelmed by the clamor of social media. And we must acknowledge the bitter irony. The rivalry between Kobe and Shaq stands as one of the most iconic in NBA history. For years, fans have passionately argued over who led the Lakers dynasty. Today, rather than honoring their offspring's autonomy, the internet is resurrecting this feud through Natalia and Shareef, individuals who never sought to be part of this story. The manipulation extends past mere rumors. Brands, influencers, and content creators are profiting from it. Footage is sliced, blended, and made profitable. TikTok creators voice over Natalia's discussions, mingling them with Shareef's vintage clips. YouTubers churn out speculation, thumbnails bursting with their grinning faces together. Sensational titles blaring about controversies that are mere fabrications. It's an assembly line of exploitation, with Natalia and Shareef as the unrefined components. We're about to witness a stroll along the catwalk. Should we all be witnessing this? That playful inquiry has morphed into a harsh analogy. Because, like it or not, Natalia has been compelled to navigate a runway she never signed up for, the runway of public disgrace. With each step, she finds herself under scrutiny. Every gesture is critiqued. Every grin is analyzed, impacting mental well-being, privacy, and selfhood. The truth is, Natalia isn't solely known as Kobe's daughter, and Shareef isn't merely Shaq's son. They're emerging individuals forging their own paths. Nonetheless, the world remains unyielding in its resistance. Herein lies the stunning contradiction of fandom laid bare. The individuals who share tributes for Kobe, flood social media with #MamaForever tags, and brand themselves as devoted supporters are the very ones propelling Natalia into tumultuous fame. They cannot profess to celebrate Kobe while undermining his daughter. They cannot assert their respect for Shaq while relegating Shareef to mere gossip material. Kobe's insights on teaching resonate like a memorable refrain today. He cherished sharing knowledge and guiding others, yet he would never instill in his children or Shareef the idea that gossip defines them. His values centered around diligence, self-reliance, and honor. And this spectacle? This stands in stark contrast to all his principles. So what is our position now? The video continues to circulate. The discussion remains intense. The abuse persists. Natalia and Shareef remain quiet. Their silence carries weight. It's the sole tool they possess against the force of virality. Yet, this silence is precarious. The internet has little patience for it. In the absence of sound, assumptions flourish, narratives emerge, and gossip spreads. If circumstances remain unchanged, this tale won't diminish. Instead, it will evolve. It will transform. It will leave marks. Here lies the harsh reality. Natalia and Shareef have lost the reins on their story. The online world dictates it now. If the public doesn't pause, if viewers don't hold themselves accountable, the cycle of exploitation is doomed to persist. Yet, here's the surprising turn of events that took everyone by surprise. The most shared video, the one driving this whole uproar, is not fresh at all. It's old clips, re-edited and marketed as if it were brand new. The masses have been deceived into thinking they're witnessing something sensational. In truth, they're digesting clips taken out of their original context. Consider this. Countless individuals are incensed, astonished, and chatting about scenes that are far from fresh. This is masterful manipulation at play. It highlights the deep flaws within the digital landscape. If this situation with Shareef and Natalia, two young individuals just trying to navigate their lives, can occur, what implications does it hold for all the other celebrity offspring raised under public scrutiny? How many more family legacies will be taken advantage of? How many more families will face public turmoil? How much additional privacy must be sacrificed before we acknowledge that the system is flawed? The Bryant family understands this reality. The O'Neal family is aware too. Yet, the crucial question remains, will the public ever realize it? If not, this won't be merely the tale of Shareef O'Neal and Natalia Bryant. It will narrate the tale of each child thrust into the spotlight, fated to see their lives reshaped by the online world, fated to see their purity transformed into material, fated to tread a path they never selected. And that's the most astonishing aspect of it all. This isn't merely a trending video. It serves as a caution that if we don't alter our approach to content consumption, future generations of celebrity offspring will remain nothing more than hashtags, headlines, and tabloid material. So while this footage circulates and the indignation mounts, ponder this. Are you upholding Kobe's legacy, or are you contributing to the harm of his daughters? The reality can be harsh. The decision isn't for them to make. It's ours to take. If you like this segment, feel free to click on any card displayed on your screen